La Liga this weekend is all about the return of Xavi to Barcelona, and what a way to kick off his campaign as coach as they take on Espanyol in the Catalan derby, both currently sitting on 17 points. And of course, he comes in at a time where Barcelona's squad have a lot of people out. Serginho Dest, Sergio Roberto, Ansu Fati, Pedri, Braithwaite, Kun Aguero, Dembele, all missing for this side. So it means that Coutinho is going to have to be someone that Xavi will have to rely on. This is what he had to say about the prospect of getting the Brazilian back to his best. Coutinho is someone who can play in various positions and he can be important for the team. He needs to re-find himself and recover his confidence. If he does, it will help us a lot. He has innate talent. It depends on him. He will get chances because he's a player I like personally. It's more psychological than anything because he has talent. Let's welcome in, shall we, Stuart Robson to the show. You look at this, Robbo. If you come in, what do you do? What do you say to Coutinho to try and get him back to any sort of semblance of the form that we saw, say, at Liverpool?
Well, first of all, you've got to get him fit because he hasn't played much football, and when he has been on the pitch, he doesn't look as though he can go past anybody anymore. He hasn't got that burst of pace. He doesn't look at times as though he's fully interested, but I'm sure that's a lot to do with a lack of confidence. So he's got to play to start with, and if he does play, he's got to play in the right sort of position, and the right position for him is in off that left-hand side, coming in on his right foot, as he did for his best at Liverpool. And with Ansu Fati not in the side, he's got every chance of doing that, coming in from that left-hand side onto his right foot. But he also needs people to make runs beyond him, which it's going to have to be Memphis Depay doing that. Xavi's got a big job on his hands to get the best out of Coutinho because for too long now, he's been a player way out of form and losing his confidence all the time.
Yeah, it's obviously been a shadow of what we saw at Liverpool. Every manager, I suppose, that comes in thinks, no, I can get the best from him. But it's a big ask.
Yeah. Has he got a magic wand? Said a lot, Xavi, hasn't he, since he's been in there?
Yes, yeah, he has, yeah.
What was it he said about Coutinho?
Well, we just said it there, that he wants to get him back to his best, but he has a lot of talent.
Yeah. But he's also said this week that Dani Alves... I mean, he's re-signed Dani Alves this week, and I actually thought he had re-signed Messi. I mean, seriously. It's like, you know, his greatest thing since sliced bread. So, I don't know. He's doing a lot of talking at the moment. I'm not super excited by this. It's Barcelona. Barcelona are just boring me as a club.
It's all right until the ball comes out, right?
Correct. I mean, honestly, this whole Barcelona story, let's see what comes out in the wash. Yeah, you know, I said a couple of weeks ago it was exciting for the fans getting him back, but that's how far they've fallen.
Sure.
That's how desperate they are. You know, there's a bunch of despots running the club, and at the moment there's a bunch of despots following the club. I mean, that's where they are. So, I don't know. The proof will be in the pudding. I don't see deep down how he's going to get a tune out of Philippe Coutinho, because if Philippe Coutinho was going to play for the crowd, he'd have been playing more than a year ago. So I'm sorry to be doom and gloom, but I think he's clutching at straws going in there and saying, yeah, the greatest thing, yeah, Dani Alves, yeah, Coutinho, yeah, we're going to play great football. Proof will be in the pudding.
I don't know what you're apologising for.
Who did I apologise?
You just said, I'm sorry for being all doom and gloom.
Well, I'm sorry, but Barcelona, Xavi, he's back. Greatest thing since sliced bread. Been manager in the Middle East. Prove it.
What do you do with Coutinho, Stevie?
It's a reality check.
Every time I come on this show, there's another Xavi statement. I mean, it is. I've been saying this.
Craig to me sounds like he's giving everybody who's getting carried away with the signing of Xavi a reality check.
Can he play?
Because the truth is...
Can Xavi play?
He can play. Can he manage? We don't know.
No, I mean, can he play now?
Well, he might do better than some of them. But it's a reality check again. It's been great over this break. Everybody's got excited. Xavi's come in, and it's great.
Rules.
And everybody, yes, and I'll tell you what. In 10 days' time, after a couple of games, we might be back to doom and gloom, because the truth is, he started by saying he's got a magic wand, and that's what he's going to have. Because the players he's got right now have talent, but as a unit, it isn't a unit. And the people like Coutinho, Robbo hit it in the head. If you're not 100% fit,
right,
Coutinho's one of those guys that you know what he's going to do. People like Arjen Robben, you know what he's going to do, but he's able to because he's 100% fit, and even when you know what he's going to do, you can't stop it. Unfortunately for Coutinho, you know what he's going to do, but he doesn't have the legs or that extra spring because his fitness to do it. And so he's just going deeper and deeper and deeper.
You compare him and say Eden Hazard, both been a major flop since they moved to Spain, Robbo. From the both, who would you say has got the potential to at least regain a little bit of form?
Well, Eden Hazard, because he's a better player in my view. Eden Hazard was one of the world's best at one point. But again, we go back to Stevie's point and my point earlier. If you lack fitness, which Eden Hazard has done because he got that injury and he never looks as though he's been fully sharp since, he hasn't got that burst of pace to go past anybody. That's what made him a great player, or a very, very good player. Now, because he hasn't got that burst of pace to go past anybody, he's struggling. But I still think, out the two, he's the better player and he's still got that chance to improve. He's still got a bit of quality, and if he can just get that fitness back, he'll be a top-class player again.
These two, I think we use injuries. I'm not saying they haven't been injured, they have. But I think we use injuries, and maybe they do, as some sort of excuse. These two are the classic case of two Billy Big Times that have gone in to two of the biggest clubs on the planet that almost every player wants to go to, certainly a few years ago, and maybe still now, and haven't put the work in that they should have. And I mean, and certainly Eden Hazard's that. You can talk about injuries all they want. He came back overweight, lazy. So, you know, they haven't taken the opportunity to go to that. Because Philippe Coutinho, his performances are not just down to fitness, right? He hasn't been injured for, what's he been there, two and a half years, whatever it is?
Longer than that, yeah.
Longer than, all right, I don't know, can't remember. It's not all injuries, right? He's gone in there, maybe the club's too big for him, maybe the pressure's too much. He was the bee's knees at Liverpool at one point, goes into Barca. It's not the bee's knees.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for yourself, picking up injuries. It's all an excuse. Eden Hazard's the same. As Robbo said, Eden Hazard was carrying Chelsea at one point, yet he went to Real Madrid, they gave him a big wad of cash, and all of a sudden, he went down. Even if you go down 10%, these players, 10% for these elite players, is the difference. And I think these guys have gone in there and just thought, I've made it to the top, now I'm going to switch off.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.